This is Chapter 6, Section 1 in Gears of War Judgment. It's kind of an oddly paced section here. You're not going to pick up your classified mission here for some time. And in fact, you don't want to pick it up for a long time because it forces you to use cleavers. And the later you wait to pick it up, the more of these guys you can just kill with your normal guns. The most difficult part of this fight here is right at the start, you are going to be facing a Reaver, and this Reaver is very aggressive towards you, specifically. So you want to take this guy out as fast as you can, but you don't really have too many good options to it. I'd use your grenades and use your Lancer. You probably want to save your Gnasher for dealing with the other enemies, like the Wretches and the more typical Grenadiers and Locust. Weapons are pretty limited in this section. You'll want to try to conserve your ammo. And you'll be able to find your cog tag for this mission up on top of the platform here. And finally over here you will find your declassified mission, and as I said earlier, this will stick you with cleavers only.
Good thing I took fencing at the academy.
Wouldn't rifle training have been more useful?
Yeah, I took that too.
Damn, what's up with nerds and fencing?
And you're just going to be really cautious when using your cleavers here. They're very powerful at close range, and they do stun at close range. So once you get into the point where you can actually use them at that close range, it's pretty easy to get kills with them. You just actually have to get to that place without getting killed. And you build up your stars incredibly fast if you activate this. And then just head out the exit right here once everyone is dead. This is Section 2.
We should have been out there fighting.
You'll be back to regular weapons for this section, even if you had a cleaver at the end of the last one. And there are quite a few power weapons right here at the beginning that you can make use of. And like the last mission, you won't encounter your declassified here until you are a bit of the ways into this section. I went back here and grabbed my boom shot again once I ran out of ammo on the Marksa.
Sorry if I got blood on you.
After entering into this door, you will finally find your declassified mission for this area.
I can try. Just don't ask me to land.
And this is just going to be your typical visual reducing smoke. You've been following along and doing all of your declassified missions. This is going to be a pretty familiar disadvantage at this point. This section's not really any special about it all. There's a lot of guys with guns here and a lot of maulers, and that's pretty much it.
Sorry if I got blood on you. There you go. Come on up. Revive me! Did you stop the bleeding? Fight! Nice. We're not done yet.
Now, finally, after you've killed everyone here, you want to go back, and there is a little outdoor area off of this section, here, and if you go over to the side towards the entrance of where you came in, you will be able to find your cog tag for this area.
Grab weapons if you need them, and head through the door, Kilo.
Now this section is going to give you a pretty unique declassified mission, and you're not going to be able to regenerate your health. And that sounds fairly difficult, but it's actually very, very easy. They give you plenty of stim grenades, which you've been able to use them a couple times in the mission before, but they've never really been as important as this. If you've played Overrun, you'll know them. They're the medic class's weapon. When you throw them, stim grenades will heal you. And it's pretty self-explanatory. If you stand in a little cloud, you'll be healed as long as you're in the cloud, and you can't really take a lot of damage. But what makes this section interesting is, because they don't allow you to regenerate health, you will face very weak enemies. It's pretty much all wretches and a couple of cleaver-wielding Therons. And you'll come outside of this section here, and if you settle up to this piece of cover here, you'll be able to see a long shot back there. I've got a boom shot right now, so I didn't switch out yet. And you get charged by a whole bunch of more wretches here, and you will eventually face down some more heavier enemies. There's a couple boomers, I think there's a grinder, and a few Therons. But you've got plenty of power weapons to take them out rather easily.
Amazing. Their leader's dead and they're still relentless assholes.
And after you've taken out everybody, right before the end of this section here, if you just turn into the right, you will be able to find the cog tag for this mission, and right after that, you can end this section. This is section 4 of chapter 6.
They're trying to come in through those doors.
This section has a somewhat odd declassified mission here. It is going to decrease your visibility as you take damage. The effect isn't too bad unless you take a lot of damage, and since you do regain health, unlike the last section, you can always just retreat and you'll gain back your health again. So, kind of a odd one there. Just something you have to deal with. And most of your enemies are going to rush at you from this opposite side of the area. You will be able to find the cog tag for this section across from your initial starting point. If you go up here, you can also find some ammo.
High-class stuff.
And this next section is just a final firefight before you end this section. Nothing really special here. You've already got your collectible items, and you should be able to build up enough stars to get the 3 fairly easily.
sorry if I got blood on